Hey everybody, new video. Something that I need to discuss with people. And I guess the best way is just to get right into it. I've been hearing this on and off for years, ever since I was a kid. Oh, the world will be horrible if all the conservatives take over. Oh no, if the Republicans get in power, America will go straight to hell. Oh no, and this is the most current one. What will happen to our democracy if the Republicans take over? What democracy, you dumbasses? We don't live in a fucking democracy. We live in a constitutional republic with a democratic, somewhat democratic voting system. But no, we don't live in a democracy. We never have. So, what I'm about to discuss with all of you is what conservatives won't be doing if we ever get in power. So, let's set this up. Trump wins the next election. We do a massive red wave sweep in the midterms, which means we have 60% control over the House and the Senate. So we basically run Congress. Thus, Republicans and conservatives run the country. Oh, the horror and the fear. Now, I've heard people like Tim Pool say this. Sargon has beat around the bush with it. HB has been up front with it, and he's just said, well, yeah, that's probably going to happen. But at this point, well, we just have to go along with it now because, things are so fucked up on the left. We have to go to the extreme right. Does anybody know what the extreme right is? No, none of you do. You've never seen the extreme right. I wonder why. Especially when we've had multiple iterations of Congress over the last 50 to 60 years where it was mostly Republican controlled. And even a Republican president. Hell, anybody remember Reagan? So what won't happen? We won't take the Bible. We conservatives will not take the Bible, slap it down on top of the Constitution and say, all right, this is now the law of the land. And just so we don't get confused here, we're going to go by Exodus to Deuteronomy. That was all where all the Jewish law was put in. And we're going to go by some of the stuff in the New Testament. We're not doing that. We're a constitutional republic. Most conservatives, especially, well, for one, we're a minority even in the Republican Party, but most of all, most of us are constitutionalists and libertarian. We're not interested in living in a theocracy. No, there won't be any right-wing death squads, even though Cenk Uygur would love to have them because he'd be in paradise, or at least he'd be right. No, there won't be any right-wing death squads. No, we won't force women to dress like Handmaid's Tale. If you look at Handmaid's Tale, here's the funny thing about Handmaid's Tale. Most people have never read it. They've watched the TV show, and the TV show deviates from the book heavily in certain areas. But Handmaid's Tale was not right-wing. It was barely fascist. I don't know what it was. From what I've read of the summary of it, it appears that they were living in sort of a slightly fascistic, somewhat socialist, incel-style America. That it basically become a dictatorship, but it was not a conservative right-wing existence. And we wouldn't do anything like the Handmaid's Tale anyway. That's not our thing. That we would go out and kill gay people. No. We would go out and undo all of the gay rights. No. At this point in time, and most people don't remember this, it's like I don't know, the best way to put it is like they've left common sense and understanding behind. But the current laws for gays are really quite literally only that the federal government must recognize gay marriage. The states don't have to. The Supreme Court said, hey, look, yeah, the federal government has to recognize gay marriage. But the states, they can choose whether to have gay marriage or not. That's it. That's it. That hasn't changed. If conservatives got in power from the top to the bottom, they wouldn't be undoing that. That's the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court said that the law of the land is the federal government has to accept gay marriage. Okay, fine. Now, the president summarily is the commander-in-chief. So what he could do is he could just reinstate the same old rules that have been around forever And most likely he would do don't ask, don't tell. So the military would get rid of at most the trans folks. You know, I'm sorry, if you're actually born a female, you get your ass over to the female side and play female. You know. And maybe females wouldn't be allowed in combat. No one's going to complain about that. No one with any common sense, anyway. That's some good coffee. Made it myself. So, where did everybody get these ideas that the conservatives are going to just convert the world to the Handmaid's Tale or some other crazy bullshit? Basically, it's been shoved up your ass and down your throat for years now. They've been saying this ever since the late 80s, early 90s. If you look at TV, go back to Ally McBeal, Murphy Brown. They would always make these comments about what would happen if all the conservatives got in control of something. Well, gosh, if one of the first things we did was shut down everything but Fox News, that would be fucking great. You know, hell, Fox News is practically a left wing anyway in certain aspects. So then Fox News would become the new CNN, and I guess OAN and right side Bright News would become the new Fox News or something. I don't know. But none of these negative fascist things are ever going to happen. Conservatives and Republicans have this weird tendency of that once we win, we sit on our ass and don't do anything with it. We just don't. Because we think that once we've won, all we got to do is put in a few policies that secure the country as a whole, keep the economy going, and everybody will be happy. Which is pretty much true. You know, make the schools safe, make the country safe, keep the border closed off, and only allow people in at a steady but very small pace, very slow pace. That's it. That's all we really do. Because we're kind of lazy like that. It's just the way it is. So no, we wouldn't be kicking all of the illegals out. I mean, when we had Reagan in, Reagan didn't kick all the illegals out. He gave them amnesty. You had Bush Sr. and Bush Jr. in with Republican Party support, strong Republican Party support, and they never kicked out any illegals. In fact, the illegals increased while both of them were in office. We're not going to send the country off to war again and again. In fact, let's see. When Clinton was in office, we went off to war. Bush Sr., we went into Iraq. Stayed 6 months to a year. Left. We left. Gosh, I mean, you know, See, Obama was in office. He said he was going to end the war. Never did. Trump actually started it and pretty much ended it. Biden fucked it up. Seems like if you look at all the Democrats, we've been in a war, gotten into a war in some form or fashion every time one's been in office. So you can't say, oh, if the conservatives get in office, we'll go back to war with Russia. I remember them saying that. We're going to either go to war with Russia or we'll be Putin's puppet. We'll be Putin's puppet. Who the fuck is Putin's puppet now? Think on that for a moment. But getting back to the main point of this video, conservatives are not going to turn the country into a Handmaid's Tale. They're not going to get rid of abortion rights. Because my state right now, which is one of the reddest of the reds, South Carolina, it's so fucking red, it's blood red. And we still have abortion in this state. You just got to get it before 3 months. You got to get that abortion before 3 months. Rape and incest. Exceptions are still included. So, what happened? It's quite simple. Conservatives and Republicans aren't itching to destroy your happiness, okay? For their own quote-unquote twisted view of the world. No, we're not going to get rid of porn. Gay or otherwise. That's your freedom of speech. That's your freedom to express yourself. We argued this already with Larry Flint versus the United States at the Supreme Court. And it was decided that pornography, as long as it doesn't breach a certain level of legality, like snuff, rape, or child porn, is acceptable. But every state also has the right to declare something too obscene. Okay. So if you don't hustler and playboy in your state, you can probably try to get rid of it if you want. But this has been left to the lower powers in each state. Because I can tell you right now, in my state and in my hometown, for years, you couldn't find porn. Up until the time I was 36. You had to go to the next town over, the next county over, in order to get some porn. Because our city council and county council had decided, no, we don't want porn here in the state, in the town. So you had to go over into another county in order to get porn. Now, you could go to another county, get the porn, bring it back here, back to this county, and then you could watch it all you want, and the police wouldn't come and arrest you. Hell, technically, you could get it at the local flea market. That was the one loophole. You couldn't have a porn video shop or a sex shop in my hometown. But if you happen to buy some porn and some dildos from the local flea market, okay. Because it's a flea market, it's not an official store. So that's what some people used to do for years. But the state didn't ban porn because they didn't care. It's like, look, if you want to watch porn, watch porn. Just don't let your kids watch it. See, that's where it gets kind of weird. The right and the conservatives have always said, look, we don't necessarily like porn, but we're not going to ban people from having it. But what we will say is you can't show your next door neighbor's kid any porn, and you really can't show your own kid any porn either. Now, the left is saying, oh, well, kids need to watch porn. Yeah, kids need to watch porn so they can understand what sex is all about. That's the quickest, easiest way we can think of to do it. Who's the fascist here? Really, considering that the left has gone full pedo, I think I'd rather stick with the fascist. I mean, the only thing they want to do is mix corporations and government to a ridiculous point. But the left seems to wants to groom and pedo the kids. Oh. Look, folks, getting back to the point, your best bet is to stick with the conservatives. Because we're not going to turn you into monsters. We are not monsters. We're not going to take your rights from you. We're just going to secure the country and get the economy back on track and do our best. But no, we're not here to take your rights. We're not here to kill all the gay people. We're not here to have right-wing death squads. And we're not going to turn Trump into the God Emperor. No matter how much we meme and joke about it, it's never going to happen, okay? We're not going to set up a statue of Jesus Christ in front of Congress and say, everybody must bow before the statue of Jesus Christ or pray to it before we have a session of Congress. We're not going to make Christianity the official national or state religion. Although technically we already did. But in a very nice, non-confrontational manner. Like I said, most of the United States is Christian. So, all right, folks. I think I've said enough for this video. We're going on 13 minutes and 40 seconds. Oh, I do have a BitChute account. I will pin either a comment or put it in the description. So you can go over to BitChute because I will be putting all the videos I do on YouTube on BitChute as best I can. I'm doing that just in case YouTube goes apeshit stupid. Hell, Twitter's banned me for about, suspended my account for about 6 days because I said some mean things with flamethrowers. Oy vey. So, yeah, I better get over to BitChute as best I can just in case things go apeshit. I'm also on Gab. I'll put that in the description and in a pinned comment. So you guys can see when I put videos up through Gab. All right, then. Thank you, everybody, and have a good day.